Gabe Vincent, a former guard for the Miami Heat, is comparing himself to another Heat guard who played for the Los Angeles Lakers years earlier. Following their trade to the Los Angeles Lakers, two former guards for the Miami Heat are showing similarities. Both Gabe Vincent and Kendrick Nunn performed poorly after joining the Lakers despite thriving under Miami's system. The analogies gained traction after Shams Charania of The Athletic revealed that Vincent is strongly considering surgery. Los Angeles Lakers guard Gabe Vincent is strongly considering surgery on his left knee with a timetable of 68 weeks, league sources tell at The Athletic at Stadium. Charania tweeted, "Vincent rehabbed for almost 2 months for return, but the swelling is back and procedure is now a real likelihood." Nunn's signing with Los Angeles in August 2021 precipitated a precipitous decline in his status. Before being traded to the Washington Wizards, he averaged 6.7 points and 1.4 rebounds in 39 games. After making a significant impact on the Heat's NBA Finals run the previous season, Vincent inked a 3-year, $33 million contract. After Vincent's first games in Los Angeles, the parallels started almost immediately. In 22 minutes of action, he scored 6 points in his debut effort. On Wednesday, Vincent played again and finished with 3 points and 3 rebounds. He was sidelined for almost 2 months due to the same issue. It's disappointing for Heat and Lakers supporters to see these dynamic backcourt players struggle after moving to Miami. During the Los Angeles Lakers' most recent 4-game losing streak, Darvin Ham made an effort to stick with his starting lineup. "You can't just keep changing on a whim," Ham remarked following the Chicago Bulls game on Wednesday. "That's a big deal when you change your starting lineup at this level." However, Ham gave in following Thursday's defeat by the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was time for change. Simply put, he didn't handle it the way that most fans had anticipated. Would he replace the underperforming D'Angelo Russell with Austin Reeves? Maybe he would start LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Jared Vanderbilt, who just made his long-awaited comeback, alongside Russell and Reeves in the starting lineup that led the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals a year ago. Ultimately, the new lineup did not include Russell or Reeves, who both began the season as starters. Alongside James, Davis, Taurean Prince, and Cam Reddish in the new starting 5 on Saturday was Vanderbilt, a non-shooter. In the first round, there were somewhat more positive than negative on-court outcomes. That starting group outscored Oklahoma City by 1 point in the first 9 minutes of play. Early on, the Lakers held their own despite trailing in first quarters the entire season. In the end, the Lakers prevailed 129-120, and the key players were generally optimistic. The group's size and physicality allowed for switchability on defense, which Ham appreciated. For the first time since the 2020-21 campaign, Russell entered the game off the bench during the regular season. He seemed at ease in his new position. "It was a victory," Russell declared. "To me, that's all that matters." However, in the big picture, the shortcomings of the lineup may cause issues for a coach who has publicly stated that he is unwilling to make any further adjustments. The spacing is the glaring flaw. James was the lineup's point guard, and the Lakers relied more than ever on the James Davis pick and roll. That isn't a problem in and of itself. When the Lakers won the championship in 2020, that was their offensive formula. But there were lots of shooters in that bunch. By 2023 standards, this roster is almost embarrassingly bereft of shooters. Throughout their careers, Prince, Reddish, and Vanderbilt have only attempted 3.24 three-pointers on average each game. Prince has shot reasonably effectively this season despite his ups and downs. Vanderbilt and Reddish are seldom guarded. For James and Davis, that means more traffic near the rim. They handled it quite skillfully on Saturday. They won't, however, be able to every time. Making James' life easier rather than harder should be the main objective here. That's what space does. Likewise, more ball handling does. James did, after all, advocate for the disastrous acquisition of Russell Westbrook for a reason. At this point in his career, he would rather play forward rather than point guard. Reeves and Russell were two of the Lakers' extra ball handlers in the starting 5 during their previous season's postseason run. On Saturday, they didn't have any. James is capable of carrying the weight for a whole game, and he can probably do it for a month. It's ridiculous to expect him to do it for the entire season. Before the end of December, he will turn 39. Part of the reasoning behind Reeves benching in November was to keep him and Russell apart as much as possible for defensive purposes.